Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the epic action that is playing out in PUBG. Luke catching Oath off guard, shoot to kill, collecting many kills throughout that game. And of course, Exodus. It was a rough camp for poor Red Canids. They were not expecting anyone to be out that way, but a fantastic first victory for shoot to kill today.
And obviously it was great for some of these teams. We had a 50-50 circle, but already in second circle it showed that it's going to go north. So some teams were able to capitalize on that really early on. Shoot to kill was one of them. Welcome to Sargeorge was another one of them, and they obviously did extremely well. Welcome to Sargeorge, or WTSG. They had a great position, but shoot to kill, they just had so good movement. Avoided fights when they had to, engaged on the other fights when they had to, and they just played this game so extremely well.
So well, and it's great to see Luke popping off the way he was in the regional qualifiers. Obviously, as you mentioned, you know, they had a rough week. You know, they didn't qualify for PGS Berlin, which is a big hit for them in terms of, especially with the way they delivered and dominated. Hell, they nearly came here in a limo. A limo. Oh. A limo, Martin, if you remember rightly. Yeah. If they'd have hit 250 points, and they only just fell short
I kind of promised them that.
Of a mega 250-point qualifier. And to put that in perspective, they had more points than Team Liquid, who finished top of Europe after the second day. They were so far ahead in the North American qualifier, so it's great to see them finally delivering here and picking up some of that form they had.
Exactly. Obviously, they're sad about not being able to make the Americas LAN. They didn't even make it to the LAN. They went out in the last round. They had a really rough start to them. Didn't make it back, but they're here to prove. They're here to redeem themselves, to show that they're still a top team from North America. But there's going to be some time before they go to the next LAN. They're not going to be participating in the PGS Berlin Americas qualifier, unfortunately, but they're here to prove that they're a top team, and they're here to take down a big chunk of those nice money.
Long way to go still, and we no doubt about it, but it's great to see some of these teams starting to hit their form, especially ones that have obviously had changes like WTSG, big change. You know, obviously former NIP guys, two of them, bringing in Sam T, aka Shong, who's going to be formerly, now known as, I should say, was formerly known as Sam T. And of course, Iroh, a mega pickup. I was so excited to see this lineup because they are a solid team. We've seen it so many times. You know, we were looking at the new Na'Vi rosters, the new Unique roster. Some of these guys just didn't perform. You never know. It's all well and good, effectively pulling a Real Madrid together and buying the biggest stars in the world that you can. But if they can't perform as a squad, if they're not squad players, it doesn't work out. Yeah, and the potential that WTSG they have is what we kind of saw a bit of here. If they can manage to continue that, they are able to frag. They're a great team. And I'm honestly excited to see what they're able to do. But let's take a look at the scoreboard, guys. Yeah, so it does mean, of course, that shoot to kill rocket up there with that 24.14 kill victory. Massive performance from them, WTSG. So big kills for FaZe, by the way. You know, obviously they're going about the business. This is FaZe style, right? They always slowly build up that tournament and then turn on the grinder. Team Liquid also, with the placement points they just got there, is 5 placement points from that third place and the 4 kills that Ibby and Jeeves managed to eke out in just about everything they could. So very where does that take us? Yeah, very top-heavy kills. With the circle, the northern shift of the circle, obviously a lot of teams that were deep down south struggled to reposition and get themselves in a good spot. Of course, it does mean that the overall leaderboard is now Exalt still sitting at the top because they had that mega performance earlier on. They've had, what, 3 top 4 finishes in their first 3 games. It does mean, though, shoot to kill have shot up into second place. 2 North American teams in the top 3 right now. And Omakan in 4th. WTSG also sitting on 28 points like Team Singularity. For me, very surprising performance so far. We have only played 4 games, but they've been playing very well compared to what I expected them to kind of compete against this lobby, how they've been able to play. But again, 4 games deep only. We have 2 more today. Honor Angel. And I'm excited to get these games started. Honestly, all these roster changes had me worried for a lot of the teams. But some of the teams that are here, they have shown up, even though they recently changed the roster. I mean, in fairness, or I would say the majority of these teams have been hitting them scrim hard, right? Obviously, yourself have been streaming it, Toby's been streaming it, etc. And a plethora of the community casters these days that are all stepping in there, giving their love to these guys that have been playing non-stop scrims for the last 2 months now, or a month and a half, certainly hitting it hard. And these guys on your screen have certainly benefited from that experience, as well as a stable roster one of the few stable rosters that are at this tournament themselves, and Omicron. Not too surprising to see those two teams in the top 3. Actually,
No.
well, Omicron's 4th, technically.
4th, yeah. So, and it's not surprising, honestly, but Exalt also 3 core members from the old roster, bringing Naleb also kind of expected to see some of that performance. It is a new roster, yes, but these guys being able to perform like that is amazing to see.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're jumping into game 5 on Erangel once again. As the playing path, it will be fairly kind to the majority of teams going straight across the central middle island this time. It does mean that perhaps Shoot to Kill will maybe make an adjustment. Severny is a long way out. We'll see whether they do adjust and maybe bump into some of the teams. FaZe will be able to return to their favorable Milta power. Will we see any other conflicts like Omicron, who obviously up in Yasnai? It's a long drop for them. FaZe actually have adjusted. So now, we talked about this, obviously. It's been mentioned in the pre-show. Obviously, Toffees and Hypark have been talking about the fact that South Georgia Pole is a possibility now with the changes. Obviously, the former G-Core members of the old Milta Power days are no longer there. There's no one left from the G-Core days. We can't have the G-Core chant anymore because nobody survived. So South George is available, and it does mean that Oath, who did go South George in Game 1's remake, have adjusted and gone down to Milta Power. Yeah,
they obviously saw it was open, and they were looking around and trying to see if they could, if they were alone here, and they saw potentially FaZe dropping out early.
And with Oath now down there, the circle goes their way. Perfect time to listen to something from Oath.
So basically our team dynamic, we've got 3 children and a 39-year-old. So our team dynamic is basically a dad trying to control his kids. Dip's free. No dip is safe. FaZe.
I mean,
there are some questions there, obviously.
Shimboy there, that's a perfect example. Snake is Relo and Shimboy, and I guess they're referring to poor old Wolf as the dad of the team, trying to control the kids. And I guess that kind of fixed it. They qualified as Yahoo and announced that they were with Oath this morning, I believe it was, or last night. And we'll see, you know. They've got themselves Milta Power. It's free, it's theirs, the circle goes their way.
What I was surprised to see, or impressed actually to see, is these guys were able to qualify with Shinboy and Snakers for this event and then swap out, because obviously these guys are under 18, they're amazing talents, but swap out, take in 2 new players, and also qualify for the PGS Americas LAN. So these guys are very well structured. Again, Wolf, the dad, you're able to control nobody, like it doesn't matter if it's kids or grown-up men, he's apparently able to control them very well, being able to play with the IGL role. And again, we see the map here. Very good start circle for these guys. Perfect. They're going to be looking very happy. Potentially a Lumber ending, maybe Milta Power. Would love to see some of those. Atletico inside games, they're going to be looking down each other, and they're going to have to see who is going to rotate first. Where, like, they're going to be competing here, because Atletico wants to have a prime slice of potentially Lumber or somewhere else. Inside games are very close to that as well, so we could see some fights with those guys in the early start.
And look at the clock, 3 minutes 30. James almost centered up already. He left very early on, of course, the playing path. He went directly over the top of Pachinki, which means they managed to instantly get that drop, pick up whatever gear they required. Clearly low gear. I'd say low gear, but he's got, look at everything. He's got the smokes, got 3 HGs, managed to get 2 first aids, and the bandages in there, and he's managed to get himself an AK, and I think I just saw an SKS maybe, or was it SLR was in there? Yeah, that he switched to. So
and a 3-verse as well. Damn, Pachinki loot is juicy.
It's strong, yeah, strong. And Jeeves going straight into the central position here. Ibi, K-Mine, Mexi, all en route now. So he's going to get himself in there before Atletico or Tornado Energy or Oath. Anyone can react to this one. He's going to be up in the compounds first.
Very nice push here from James early on. Again, if you are blessed with some early loot, it's sometimes an RNG game with the loot, but he was blessed with some early loot. He was able to leave early. Mexi just left Pachinki, so he was not locking off T-Bone. Omaken here in Atletico, he hears all the cars around him. He knows that it's not his team member, so he's able to relay some of this information to the other guys that there's a team just above prison.
They're choosing to stay there, maybe? get Harry Potter, or are they going to just reposition and group there, I guess, maybe, and see where it is? Because Paige and Ivor's way up in Yasnaya still. Paige is at the yellows here that you can see, taking shots on Wildcard. He's on his own at the moment.
Oh, he's on the liquor compound here.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, miles away.
Far away. I'm surprised that he's actually not gone to T-Bone just yet. We'll see if maybe he doesn't have a car. He's going to be picked up by Ivor.
James is going closer. James is going into Lumbermill now. He's actually in Lumbermill. He's managed to drive in there. So Team Liquid trying to take it as central a position as they possibly can. And it is a strong position now that they've got it. It does mean that, look at the South Road. It's getting a bit crowded, isn't it? Red Canids, Meta, Na'Vi have got to try and push through that. WTSG all working their way on the far western side as Vasco tries to take a pop long range with the car. 98 onto Keenan, but shots are returned. FaZe Clan are on a long wrap around the north side. They're going to get close to shoot to kill. They're going to go north of Yasnaya, but this down south, this is the beachhead approach. Now, obviously, they're going to be well aware that Exalt are ahead of them and that Tornado Energy in and around the farmish area. So they are gently taking their approach and going to scout it out. This up in the north.
I'm happy to see Exalt actually going for the Monkey compound now. That is actually a pretty good position. Monkey and Nilib in the back. The two other boys, they are already taking this position. Prime spot, very great loot as well. Monkey used to start to loot there, and he's been fighting with FaZe for a long time over this exact compound back in the day. But it is the Monkey compound now, and they're sitting hard on Nilib. Repositioning as well, maybe to see if there's somebody coming in sailing.
Ooh.
Or trying to go in deeper.
Singularity, okay, they're gonna pull short into Mansion. I was gonna say if they try and go for that dip, Wildcard are sat waiting for them in and around the dip and the various spots that are around north of Prison, I should say. Athletico covering the prison wall and the yellows, and that's where Woolly's just scouting out at the moment. Purdy Curdy and FaZe Clan all up in the north side, shoot to kill. Good points in the previous matchup, but it's all reset and back to normal. FaZe Clan, they're choosing to reposition. Obviously, a little shot on each other. And I was talking about the fact that Wooly was scouting, and that is Athletico picking up the first kill of the game.
Blood with some shots, and Singularity doesn't connect any, but on NX Mini, great start for these guys. Great position, great 2-2 split for Athletico as well, actually. This could be very good for them. We've seen a lot of endings around these areas. See if they're going to be able to capitalize from this early positioning.
Look at this beautiful split from Team Liquid. So they've got Mexi and Jeems in the lumber mill, and Ibby and K-Mind are way over here on the western side, watching WTSG down in that compound. WTSG, they go nowhere. He's just scouting them out. But you can see in the picture-in-picture here, they have the lumber mills out. They're the only team in there. So they have a really big slice of the center circle here, knowing full well that it's probably going to center around this area. Generally, we see circles, it's going to come around lumber mill somewhere, be it maybe on the prison wall or something like that. But it's generally going to pull that way. There is, I would say, probably 50% of the circle right now is water. So almost certainly. Exodus, they are finally making their approach across the river. You can see it's going to be a clean run. There's nothing to worry about for them. And Na'Vi on your screen here, they're going to swing around, looks like towards Potato and maybe Scout ahead of themselves. But it is clean. It's going to be a simple drive-in for them on the west.
Yeah, a lot of teams are early centralized already. Exodus slowly coming across the bridge as well. They're going to be safe. Red Candidates are not camping them or anything. They're actually sitting inside Milta right now. A bit too early for my taste. But again, if it swings that way, if it swings south, they're going to be sitting happy in some of the best positions inside Milta already. And they can leave because they're the only one there. Salt, big greedy split. I love to see that as well. Oath with a 2-2 split. Milta Power, they can catch a lot of kills if it swings south. This number 2 circle here is going to define where we're going to go.
Headshot building to building there. When we had to follow it up, there will be a simple revive on Red Canids there. I think it's And1 that went down. We'll get revived. Exodus across into the gas station, and Na'Vi slowly approaching from the west side. So that's a pretty big eastern pull, sorry, for the circle. It does, again, encompass 40, maybe even 50% of the water, 40% of the water certainly, which is definitely going to shrink these teams into fighting much earlier than they would like.
And inside games, they have a decent central position, but it's not worth really kind of staying there because it doesn't really end there because the water is so close to them. Team Singularity, though, have a decent position. They're going to go on and collide with the other teams, or they can get to play a 4-4 from here and potentially play up the hill.
I like
that
FaZe's
position.
rap. FaZe were up on Heaven. They've scouted it out and they're saying, no, you know what? Let's go all the way over to the coastline. Let's run down Lippo coastline and work away in from there. It avoids shoot to kill. It avoids singularity. They saw
IQ.
everything that was going in there. And Fuzzface, well, I say calling the shots, but as we mentioned earlier, a lot of these teams tend to be everybody giving a bit of information and trying to make a decision off that rather than making one single man the in-game leader like you would in, say, Counter-Strike.
Mexi. That's great for you.
Just for Mexi.
Oh.
It's Team Liquid. It's a massive Alienware crate coming in.
Oh, on Orc and a 3 Helm and a suppressor for the sniper. Very nice. Well, this is going to be great for them. They're in a decent position. They most likely have to move a little bit with these circles here. We've seen it in west of Lipovka, kind of between Lipovka and Prison, somewhere in those hills. And we'll see how it's going to go, though. Third circle is still coming on to us. It's the fourth circle that goes away from water. If the next one already shifts south, we're going to see an ending around there. Na'Vi still on the edge on the western side, maybe trying to see if they can get some kills out of some of the teams that are coming in early, or just waiting to see where the next one goes to make a decision from that. This, though, is a 200 IQ move. They know nobody's going to be inside Lipovka because it's surrounded by water, and all the players, they know that it's going to go away from water. So they are going in here to see if they can get a position to scout from and then move from there. What they don't know is that the hill that are close to them that they can push up from Lipovka is actually free, so they're going to do that. But massive brain play in here from FaZe Clan.
Oh, Exalt finished off there.
That's
from Oath. That is just showing himself a little too much to Relo and Wolf from that building. Obviously, they're sitting over at Milta Powerway, still yet to make the move. Tornado Energy have moved into the houses down south, also near Oath, and Red Canids who hold the Milta Mini at the moment. Meta on your screens here working their way towards Lumbermill. Team Liquid have consolidated in Lumbermill now, so they were obviously spread far out. Exodus are working their way into the edge of Lumbermill as well, so they're going to be clashing with one another soon as Welcome to South George slowly work their way out of shelter and towards the prison walls, possibly conflicting with Omakan.
Inside games, though, with a 1-1-1-1 split, taking really good positions. The shelf here, Freakle on the containers, Ostrolovich on the other side. Like, this is great positions, but playing as one, they're going to be breached at some point if they keep going here. Let's see if they stay when we get to phase 3.
And speaking about that, I'm somewhat surprised to see Athletico giving up the prison wall and all deciding we're going to combine in this compound. Now, the compound is strong, don't get me wrong.
Right.
And they're aware they might get pushed, but it's given Ibiza. Look at Ibiza. He's gone all the way up to the prison wall, and he's like, there's no one here, guys. And now that's perfect. Look at Team Liquid. They can all just say, boom, straight to Ibiza. We have the prison wall. And it is a strong spot to play from this circle.
Yeah, and if they have to leave the compound at some time, if they have to go towards prison, it's an open space they have to cross. So, as I said, I'm not sure about the 2-2 split, but they wanted to make sure there are 4 guys alive. This is very important for them, obviously, to see if they can. Because if these guys can get 4 guys alive towards the end game, and they have the advantage, they have the 4-man advantage, and that's what they're playing for. That's very important for these guys.
Yeah, maybe it was risky. We're seeing, obviously, the shots from Singularity, etc., in towards them. But inside games, they are going to pull together. FaZe Clan now on the coastline, keeping themselves relatively safe with that coastline dip going down. It does expose them potentially to Exalt if Exalt decide to go to the cliffs. We're seeing the shots coming in from Udyr now. That's going on to FaZe Clan. So that's Udyr from Exalt. So he's going to be well aware. Red Canids are on the move. They're going to make a push past Exalt and Oath. And that's going to be tricky. We're seeing them getting lit up. They're in the cars. That is dangerous as Raspu is low. Snakers will find himself one. That's going to be killed. Demo. Looks like Anduan has managed to get in safe into that compound for now, as it is just going to be a single shot. While this is happening, FaZe Clan are now making the move, the transition from that coastline to the ridge line towards the Lumbermill sort of hills.
Yeah, they're playing. Again, Inside Games was playing with one player there. Now they're going to be taking the shelf over. They left it. They know Inside Games they were not going to hold with one guy. So, as I was talking about, nice to see that they're actually fully aware of that and repositioning themselves. Ostrolovich and the other guys, like if they can hold this together, they can potentially push FaZe Clan later and potentially also push Atletico with a few smokes. We'll see what's going to happen there, though. Meta is probably going to fight Exodus here.
Taylor J's going to get caught. VHC is right behind Taylor J. I don't think he's aware because they're looking at the 3 members of Meta that have gone into the Harry Potter. Exodus trying to wrap around them. But VHZ looks like he's right behind them. VHZ, VHZ, whichever country you're from. Miraku making this push. This was what we talked about earlier. Obviously, Omakhan going into the Harry Potter. They're going to have to move up onto the western prison wall now. Then it does mean that WTSG, who are nearby, will take looks. They're still down low, still stacked up, just coming out of that Harry Potter at the moment. But WTSG, they're aware of each other.
Be an important fight. If you get the west side of prison, they're going to be sitting happy. Melman, a few shots from Exalt.
Yeah, and they've took a really long wrap around, haven't they? They were at Mill to Power, Mill to Owl, and they've wrapped around all the way to this Harry Potter and working their way south. They're realizing we don't want to cut across here. They saw Oath. Obviously, they lost a player to Oath earlier on. Red Canids moved into the yellow houses, so they're suddenly like, okay, we can't go that way. They knew someone who was on the cliffs because Udyr was taking shots at them. So it's really forced them to take this mega wrap around the south side. Nailip's going to heal himself up, and they're going to come in slowly, I think behind the back of Exodus towards the outer skirts of Lumbermill. The circle does center on Prison, and that obviously is great for the likes of Team Liquid. Omakhan, T-Bone has committed to Prison. It could be it's simply a playoff that would maybe get them like a second or third place. We'll see.
You could potentially save them some placement point there. I would like to see them more aggressive, though. There are a team that have the capabilities and the skills to take on some of these firefights. T-Bone in early in the prison. He knows that potentially somebody could send it there and he could get a free kill or two, or potentially save them the placement point. So Taylor J, he has an idea, I feel like, that he's there. He's 23 points of damage worth, though. Taylor J now, he's going to get some support from the rest of his team. Let's see what's going to happen.
Singularity is sending it. They're going into the prison area. Omakhan actually losing T-Bone. He was in that prison. He was taking shots on Singularity. And the second they showed themselves, he manages to take them down. So Singularity got in there, but of course you can see Team Liquid, they're taking shots on them on the main screen. We'll keep our eye on what's going on with Exodus down south because Exalt are there, Meta's there, everybody's creeping in. Meanwhile, over on the south, Navi have sent it to WTSG and they have a clean angle. This should be an easy done deal, and it will be. There's people, oh no, the click means that Omakhan come in and steal the kills.
Kemba's going to be taken down by Page as well with the K98. Shang with a few kills. See if he can confirm the points. Shoot to kill.
In the north. Shoot to kill in the dip. Oh, Keenan with a grenade catching him out. Gets down on Civil and Alo. In comes around the side. Keenan still tucked in there. This shot all still playing out. Alo comes in, but that is shoot to kill. Quickly taken down from 1st to 16th, and that is how rough it can be. FaZe Clan now also getting involved in fight. They are taking on Red Canids, who tried to make the way down the south side. It's going to get very messy down there with Oath and Tornado Energy all pushing in towards FaZe Clan. Meanwhile, Exalt looks like they are done. They came in the backside of Exodus.
Rusty sitting and waiting for Oath. Potentially just be able to sit here for some time, but he's going to go down later. We have a lot of teams on the south. He's always going to be found as Taylor J. Patcaps finding the last two players, Udyr and Monkey. Rusty hears them. Oh, reload. He knows. He knew he was there. Rusty down to nothing. Reload's going to reposition and try to get some help from the rest of the guys.
Yeah, just reposition, heal himself up. Both of them will do the same. But shots come in from the side, and that's going to be Zampeak finishing him off. Rusty Zero will go down and confirm that one from range. Omakhan have managed to get themselves comfy on the wall. Still down to 3. Wildcard still out in the northern side. Navi down to 1 with Best Velosh, and now back down the south side here with Tornado Energy. They just heard Oath, and they've just pulled up. I think he just saw Melman. Absolutely did. Melman caught in the open.
It's going to be a big fight between these guys because they're being gatekept by Meta as well, being gatekept by FaZe, so they have to fight their way in here. Nades are coming out. Both sides trying to catch each other out to get an opening knock and then to be pushing on that. Oh, that could be a good nope. Not connecting anything just yet. Wolf, they are pushing aggressively here, or full shift W. Navi's out of 13. James is going to find Best Lodge. Wolf, see if he can get position. Turn Energy pulled away from this fight completely. Trying to get into the Lumbermill instead, rather.
Ira managing to find Meta there. That's VHC. He'd been lying in that bush for so long. Finally, they catch him out. So that's a kill going WTSG's way as Oath continue. But now they're getting drawn into it. You talked about it down the south. Look at it. Meta, TE, and Oath all clashing with one another. The circle continues to go to the prison wall. I once again referred to my point about Atletico giving up that prison wall. Somewhat surprised. We'll see if Team Liquid can gatekeep them out of this. Tornado Energy move into the yellows and keep themselves safe. They did get a big knock in there. And Team Liquid, they're on the move from the ridge line, moving south down to the prison as Oath get big nades coming their way.
Energy 3 versus 3 looks like. Losing a few guys to... Oh, look at this. Metagaming is going to gatekeep. They're pushing out aggressively outside the Muse zone to try to finish this off. Nates are coming out on the other side as well. Smokes to Kaishin. Just landed it from the airport.
Oh, didn't quite get it in the window. He needed that. Needed that. Hegwin on the move, looking to get the flank, and they could catch up a lot of kills here, but Exodus is shooting them in the back. You can see the shots landing on Oath there. Snake is trying to get around the side. Fuzzface is making the move as well. He's getting involved. FaZe pushing them in the back. Everybody wants a piece of this. It is a giant mess of 4 teams all piling in. IG, meanwhile, also getting dealt with by FaZe, and that's up on the northern, western side. Everything is happening at the moment as Flood down on the east will catch IG off guard. They managed to get to the prison wall quicker, and it means IG are in trouble. They're going to get gate caps as FaZe can also moving behind them. Tornado Energy piling on through, but look at Oath. They've just been picked up. Fuzzface has just stole everything away.
Kaishin trying to finish off Tornado Energy. They know they're here. 2 versus 3. Oh, it's going to go down. Melman's going to have a nice nade. Kaishin, though, they're going to be trading off to examples down to nothing.
Ice is on the move as well. FaZe want to try and hoover up all of these kills. While all these teams engage with one another, FaZe Clan are just slowly wrapping around. Exodus are now moving over as well to get involved in this. You'll also probably see a couple of kills between Team Liquid and Singularity. That's happening on the edge of prison at the moment. But this is the fight we need to be watching. Fuzzface, them nades, they keep on coming. Tornado Energy are so low. They're 1 nade away from being completely wiped out.
Nades are coming out. That could maybe connect a few. Oh, Foster's going to finish off 2 and steal. Gustav's going to find Sparking. That's Meta out. And now Tornado Energy's just down to 1.
Exodus are right on top of them now. They've been barreling across the Lumbermill, and it looks like FaceTime with 7 kills already make that 8. They are absolutely cleaning up, hoovering everything they can. Now they're going to be looking towards Exodus. Atletico engaging with IG down south. They've also dealt with Wildcard, so Keenan's the last man standing for them. Team Liquid, who were on the prison wall, lose a man there. Jeems knocked down by Atletico as they continue to walk through. FaZe Clan look to be disengaging now as they realize that everybody's gone and it's just Exodus and them facing each other.
Soidmate trying to make sure that Inside Games goes down. Also, Lorik's going to find him from the side, though. Nice push from them. Extreme is going to take him down. He's going to be able to crawl in and maybe pick up Soidmate here in northeast, just north of prison wall. Shift is going to go south.
Uber sees them. He sees Extreme standing clean and will go for the shots. Lands the headshot. Little unlucky not to finish the job there. Obviously, the Mini 14, if he had an SLR or an SKS, he may well have done it. Keenan goes down. Wildcard finishing 8th place as Omicron managed to get themselves a kill, but they've got the tough push on the west to push in towards WTSG, who have been sitting fairly quiet. Uber with a nade. Oh, it could have been huge, but he just goes for the spray down anyway and does the job. Uber picks himself up 2 more and makes it 10 kills and counting for FaZe Clan.
This is a great push from FaZe. Their whole macro this game has just been on point. They're controlling the east right now. They can potentially quite easily take over the south as well because Foss is playing anchor on the side. Super well played for these guys. They have to get into the new circle. Gustav's going to find Flood. They're looking to completely wipe Atletico off this map.
Team Liquid are trying to get involved. K-Man's looking for Gustav and Uber, but then he gets a bit of a fire returned on him. It's actually Exodus from long range taking shots. FaZe Clan, though, they look unstoppable. You've got to remember, this is an old FaZe Clan circle. This is their old home turf. Prison, Lumbermill, they know exactly how to play it, and they managed to get that sneaky route in along Lipovka. Really well scouted and moved along the coastline, onto the ridge line. They knew exactly the soft spot, effectively, that they wanted to work in, and they've benefited so much from this third party. It has given them a mega kill count. Fuzzface is not with these guys. He's way down south on Lumbermill. He's watching his back. He's covering against Exodus and reporting everything that happens while FaZe go looking for more kills.
He's very aware as well that this next circle, when it closes, they're not going to have a good, nice time playing here in the east. They have to come to FaZe, but Fuzzface is under fight here. He's under fire. Exodus in position. They want to just gatekeep it. They don't want to let this open. If they open up this, they're going to be able to be gatekept from the back potentially. Fuzzface is going to take some shots from Vegas. Nice nade from Pat Caps as well. He's going to be taken down.
Well worked there. Fuzz is going to be gone, so FaZe are down to 3, and they're also into trouble. Team Liquid taking shots on them now as 80 gets lit up by Ibby, but he has to back away. And don't forget about Nick from Atletico. He has certainly not forgotten about FaZe Clan because he wants to try and get some shots in the back. Back over on the western side, WTSG making OMG pay as OMG. It's not going to be OMG. They're over in China still. Omicron, that nade looks like it could be huge. Boom, goodbye. Takes another down. Miraku, you know what? You always expected the nades from WTSG. They land them so often. FaZe Clan now picked apart. They've got the 10 kills, but it may well be all as Team Liquid make them count in the open.
FaZe is going to be taken down. That's Nick taking down Uber. That is the revenge they wanted. Shong here on a push on Omakan. Vascu did get one up. Oh, Iro's going to take down Page, and Vascu's taken down to nothing. Iro is done. Balefrost's going to find Nick 1-on-1. That is Atletico down to 6th.
Exodus, though, now in the south, they have it all to themselves. Balefrost finds Nick, and now they have 4 members alive and nothing to worry about. All the action will happen in this north side. Singularity, they're done. They're stuck in the prison. They're not going anywhere. It's pure placement points for them. 5th place for Omicron. WTSG with 4 alive will clean up Singularity. They're going to come up behind them, but they're coming out of the blue. Team Liquid still with 4 alive, so we may well be down eventually to a 3-team fight with 4 players alive. 6 kills and counting for Team Liquid. Exodus, they've collected a few down south. It's not been mega for them overall. 5 kills and counting. WTSG, 5 kills and counting. Who can collect these kills from Singularity as they try and get out of the wall? It looks like Team Liquid will.
Liquid is trying to put some pressure on here, but they're pushing them over to welcome to Sargeos. They're going to take the points. Harald's going to find Shong, but Poma has also been found by Shong himself. Iro has spotted Harald. And Quick is being spotted as well from Liquid. Oh, they're putting so much pressure on them here. Liquid is making it so hard for Singularity to come back into this. Mexi's going to find Quick.
Yeah, he was the man down low trying to get the flank around, but it's not going to work out. But Team Liquid are going to try and gate camp WTSG, possibly. They've pushed around the north all of the edge here. Shong is gone, so they're down to 3. And now with 4 Exodus members, they have taken the central point of the circle and they've forced the way through. This is looking strong for the North Americans. It's a big game that they require. And WTSG now on the far west. They still got to worry about these 2 Singularity members coming up behind them, but Miraku is keeping an eye back there along with Iro.
Bowman and Harald all pushing in. Nice spray control in the 3x. Miraku and Iro, though, they're going to find them. They're going to have to heal up quickly before they get third-party by Exodus, though. So 3 versus 4 versus 4 currently.
Another massive game to WTSG. They had, what, 9 kills in the previous matchup, 7 kills, 2nd place in the last one. Ibi is on a really nice flank here behind WTSG. He's slowly wrapping around. Iro's just really caught wind of it. He's looking back that way. And he started to flank back around and having a look, and he spotted them.
Everybody's... This is counterclockwise. Look at Exodus. They're pushing on the eastern side, trying to get in behind Liquid, and Liquid is trying to get behind Welcome South George. Welcome to South George. It's all behind Exodus. Ibi with the Wookiee suit.
He's dropped the bag. He's gone Wookiee. He's going full commando style. Ibi with an AUG wants a slice of this pie. 7 kills and counting for Team Liquid. Welcome to South George. Have 7 kills. Vegas spotted by Vard there.
Exodus is the only team inside the circle with 11 players alive. Liquid and Welcome to Sargeos, they're going to fight. And Exodus is going to third party, and they're going to win this.
They're going to win the game. Yeah, this is definitely theirs to take. Iro, Miraku, finds Ibi. That nade, it's absolutely perfect for the backside of Miraku. Puts a big slice on him. Iro gets Ibi flushed, but Miraku will get hit. Vard, he's down as well. Miraku, the last man standing, and Exodus, they are storming forward to the north. Pack Caps is looking to the north. But K-Mine is sat ready and waiting for this backstab along with James.
This is a great setup for Liquid here. 2 guys playing anchor in the back, potentially being able to catch some of the Exodus players out. And now Taylor is reeling himself in the middle with nothing but a small tree to cover. Let's see if they can recover this Miraku on a heavy fire from Liquid currently.
He's trying to get the revive off. It's not going to happen. K-Mine finds him. That's going to be it. WTSC gone. 10 kills and counting for Team Liquid, but it's a 3v4, and Exodus are on top of them. They go to the crate. James is right up at that crate. He's got himself the AK ready to go. He's pretty much point blank with Taylor J. Taylor J down to nothing. The shot's coming from the side. Pack-Caps gets K-Mine down, and now James has to try and find the lower angle. Doesn't have the angle. Has to go for the reload and push. He's down to 2. Mexi and James. James landing the shot. He gets another down. It's a 2-on-2.
It's a 1 versus 1. It's Balefrost versus James. James spotted him. He has no health.
He's got no health. He sees Balefrost off the side. He's going to look for the right-hand side. Can't get the spray. Balefrost lands the shots. It's an 8-kill win for Exodus. They benefit from all the teams engaging. They took FaZe in the back. They take Team Liquid in the back. And it is a massive backstab for Exodus, but it doesn't matter. They got 8 kills and a win.
Extremely well played by Exodus. They held the South so well, managed to stay 4 guys alive, third-partying the fight, pressuring the other teams towards each other rather than taking the fight with them. 8 kills Could have been a few higher kills. They got a few kills stolen, unfortunately, but so well played. Patcaps there, but Balefrost taking half of the kills. Patcaps with 3, Taylor J with 1, and Vegas unfortunately with 0, but he put so much damage out.
So a 10-kill game for Team Liquid, a 10-kill game for FaZe Clan. I think it was a, 9-kill game for Exodus there, and WTSG with another 8-kill game, I believe. And it was a 3rd place in the end as well for WTSG. So 2 great games for WTSG. Team Liquid finally starting to step up. That's starting to see what they did. And I'm going to go back to my bloody point about Atletico giving up that east wall to the prison to Team Liquid. Somewhat surprised. Obviously, Dofos straight there with WTSG. They're having a good quick look. And it's because it's a quick turnaround here, Martin. You have to be very fast in getting your analytical approach to see exactly what you got to do. 17 in there, giving a quick bit of words of advice, but Team Liquid, they know what happened there. It's just a classic, right? You wrap around one team, the other comes on behind you.
I honestly like how well they're able to wrap around and welcome Sarge. They nearly made it happen. If James had a first aid, if James had anything else to play with, he potentially could have won that versus Balefrost, but he had no health left. Balefrost is an amazing player, 18 years old, and just managed to take that home. So well played by Exodus.
I'm starting to... I mean, I've always felt old in esports, but I'm getting to the point where my Steam account is older than some of these players. That's how old it is.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's not good.
been around a while, Martin. But yeah, some of these 16, 17-year-olds are starting to break through. Absolutely magnificent players. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Happy to see Balefrost's performances. I actually had the pleasure of playing with him in some of the GLL dailies. He's on the East Coast. He wakes up early in New York, and he goes in to play the scrims, the GLLs in EU with mixed teams.
Yeah, he's one of the few American players that I always see active in the scrim hub.
Yeah.
I always see him active in there. Obviously, the Americans have the high ground, and you guys obviously have your own gun, the scrim hub. So it's great to see the activity of Balefrost. I've seen him around for a long time. It's great to see him on LAN and performing. That's what we want to see. So, with 5 maps in, we have 1 more map to go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a very quick 2-minute break. And when we come back, all the players will be back in the server for the final game of Erangel for today. See you in a moment.
I'm a tree. Rock low.
Not rock, not rock.
It's on crate, man. Got it. Nice shot, Bale.
Go!
0 kills, let's
shit,
go.
Baby.
Let's
Hide 4. Hide 3.
1. 0.
Don't just watch PUBG, compete as well. Competitive ELO and ranking system. Climb the ladder. Start your path to pro. Head over to play.gll.gg. The best PUBG platform.